Tonight's Shapeshifter is an innovator. He's a social entrepreneur. And last year, I introduced you to Sharanjit Shan, the phenomenal social entrepreneur whose work at the Math Center touches hundreds of thousands of lives each year. And she was last year's Schwab Foundation Social Entrepreneur of the Year. This year, that honor goes to Luvuyo, Rani, the founder and managing director of Silulo Uluto Technologies. It's big recognition from the World Economic Forum of the good work that he's doing. It's a Cape Town-based company. It operates IT stores, training centers in townships and rural areas across the country, providing job opportunities and particularly targeting unemployed youth, that 15 to 34-year age group where Stats SA tells us there's a 70-odd% unemployment rate. We're in a crisis position, and Luvuyo Rani is one of those people who's helping to address it, just one step at a time. When did your love affair with technology start?
Afternoon, Bruce, and with the listeners. I think for me, it's when I was a teacher here in Kailicha, and when I see my colleague that they're struggling to using computers, and that sparked the idea for me to resign and start selling computers on the boot of a car.
Okay, but I mean, where was your first introduction to computers then? What was your great break when it came to tech?
Well, for me, I mean, I just like ordinary teacher doing commerce and teaching. So I didn't have any kind of a background from an IT point of view. It's just like I was seeing a gap, and my brother come from engineering, both of us. And after we're selling these computers, we're coming back for us for repairs and maintenance. So we didn't have an expertise to fix those computers. We find a partner, I mean, to assist us, and he taught us so much in terms of repairs, in terms of the internet connection, in terms of maintenance. I mean, now with time, I could understand everything around IT now.
When did this start? When was the first boot sale of a computer?
It was September 2004, so it's almost 12 years now.
September 2004. Where did the first computer that you sold come from?
It comes from, I mean, like one of the suppliers in Cape Town. I mean, we went and bought 4 computers, and then we sold 2 in the first month, and then there were 2 in the second month, and then there were 15. And we're focusing then on teachers. So we're selling these computers just like teachers, and we never realized that the ICT gap in the township is a huge, even our country, in fact, in terms of there's a huge gap around the ICT gap.
Again, were these brand new computers? Were they refurbished computers?
They were
second-hand?
Refurbished computers, and hence people were saying to me, are you okay? I mean, how can you resign being a teacher and think that you're going to live by selling refurbished? And others, they would say, wait, 2 months you were a teacher and our school was being broken, so it means that it's you that we're breaking the computer and sell back to us. So it was very interesting in the beginning.
But those first couple of months must have been quite scary months in terms of developing a sales pitch, developing a plan, developing the model that allowed you to get the refurbished computers, to deliver them. And then, of course, there's always the risk that, you've bought a dud yourself that you've sold on. Then these guys bring it back to you and say, okay, now fix it. And neither of you nor your brother has really got a clue.
I mean, like it was, I mean, those first month without any funding, any support, any business acumen, we just like seeing the gap, and then we're following our heart. So even the pricing was an issue, even for us to buy, because we're buying and selling, we're buying and take some cut and just eat, and the bank, we want to repossess the car and the house. So things were difficult, I mean, in that part. Difficult times, but you managed to work your way through it. Where did it move then from the car boot sale version of going to the teachers and saying to teachers, and also, again, we forget how clunky and slow the internet was in 2004. It was still probably dial-up modems in those days, and that of the dial-up modem. Yeah, no. I mean, for us, what I mean started as an opportunity is when we group teachers in a group of 6. We say that 6 of you'll come and form a stokvel, which is a savings. Yeah. So you pay 400 a month. So this month we're buying for you, and another month buying for you. So I use it in primary school, and then I use it in high school, and say that you cannot be left out by primary teachers buying themselves computers. So you must compete. So that able to create a stokvel around teachers. So buying themselves computers. So that's a kind of a first break for us, but just like kind of a survivalist business that time. It was not a proper start business.
At what point did it then change shape? At what point did you go from selling 2 a month out of the car boot to doing something a little bit more substantial?
No, I mean, we were selling 2 and 15 and 25, and then we could realize that, I mean, teachers were buying these computers, they could not use them, they would put them in the room divider, put them in the main so they can show the colleague that I've got computers, and that hit us in the sense that we need to open internet cafe. So we went and looking for a space, and we couldn't find a space in Culture Mall. They told us we were blacklisted, we didn't have money to open the store, and until we met one of the tenants, I think 206, and we asked just for 30 square meters to open the computers. And I think we had an idea that time, so there was no money. So we went to suppliers and asked, can you rent us 10 computers with the stock? We put wireless, we put computers in the chairs, and first month's trading, we made about 350 rands as a turnover. Expenses were 12,000 rand. So it was
it's a disaster.
Very kind of a tough start.
How on earth do you survive that, though? Because, I mean, you've been for months without any real income. You've been earning enough money just to scrape by to survive. And now you go into the complicated world of retail, 250 Rand in income and 12,000 Rand in expenses. This is not a business model that works anyway.
It is. I mean, I think for me, I kind of learned that part. And I think it's part from, if I've got a tattoo, I put it as a tattoo. I learned the power of leverage. That, I mean, when you are in the trouble and your back is in the wall, you need to find a way. So what I've done, I went to a local radio station and said that I will give you computers, I will give you the printers in return. I mean, we have exchanged. You give me the ad and then you give me the slot to educate people to come and use computers. That becomes a break for us, where people listen to a radio and then they will come for us to do their CV, their copies, and then training started to see that people, they can't type for themselves. And then trainings, and then the school, where we have a school where we train over 6 months, and that changed our business.
I mean, and there are people with MBAs who would have struggled. And you learned through the school of hard knocks. It's probably the best MBA of all. But the most important characteristic here is, maybe it was fear, but I suspect there was an element of courage as well.
No, it was courage. I mean, courage, faith, and belief, and working hard, and I think dreams. I mean, like, regardless of the situation, and kind of believing that this thing is going to work, and nothing, I mean, that is going to stop us in terms of make sure that this thing is able to work. So I think that's kind of characteristics probably that still with us, where we still believe that we can conquer South Africa, we can conquer Africa, because we believe.
There are 33 branches now. I mean,
there are 40. There are 40. 40. There are 18 in the Western Cape, 22 in the Eastern Cape.
22 in the Eastern Cape. I mean, this is also a business for which you've got great Pan-African ambitions, because we look around the African continent and where we've connectivity issues in South Africa, we've got a continent that requires your internet cafes.
100%. I think we kind of seeing that now. We become a last mile in all aspects, from a training, from a connectivity, from a device, from repairs, from a mobile. This is a space that we see ourselves, that the growth for us is to grow geographic, to grow for us to go deeper and offer other services that we can, because we bring these IT centers in areas that no infrastructure.
You're going to love this SMS that has come through for us this evening from B. It says, "Hi Bruce, I love listening to your guest tonight. What a lovely, lovely man." That's you, by the way, not me. Did he remain a customer of the bank that wants to repossess the car and the house?
Well, we've got a bank, but we moved to different banks. Still, we don't have a choice. We have to bank.
You have to bank, but the guys are threatened to take you down.
Well, yes, because the situation was then, so now things are kind of changed, and it cost me so much to the extent that it took me 5 years to buy a cell phone, even a car. So, but I don't have a choice.
Okay, you don't have a choice.
Yeah.
So B, one day when he's got 160 branches, then he'll call the shots with the bank.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Do you, like so many entrepreneurs, find the banks unhelpful?
No, they are. The banks are they are too risk averse, and they are too much in terms of asking, in terms of so much question and look at in terms of like your collateral and the security, and in the beginning they don't believe in the passion, they don't believe in the idea, they want something already existing. So I think the banks of Africa, they are kind of not understanding the psyche of entrepreneur, especially in the informal economy. So that becomes a huge even issue now.
Yeah, I mean, and again, one looks at the banks and you talk to the chief executives of the banks and they say, we're in the business of risk. And if we assess something to be too high a risk, we simply don't lend the money. We're not in the business of losing money. We're in the business of making money. And they look at Luvuyo Rani in 2004 and they go, no, thank you very much.
Yes.
But are you finding them a little bit more helpful today?
No, now I'm in a situation where many banks wants me for the account that I could open an account with them, and they others they kind of looking at as we drive the franchise now, say how can we work together around accessing to capital, and for me I used to look at money outside beyond the bank, and I'm still even today looking for money that is not in. I look at from kind of a social amount, like from a foundation, from us, and more than the bank, because the interest that comes in, it's like, and the condition that comes in becomes like a much more tight in finding the growth.
But I like the way you're not shy to go and say, right, let's do a Sorkvel. Let's say you teachers get together. You want to buy a computer, $400 each a month. You each get a computer within a year. The group's got a computer, or each person's got a computer, courtesy of the Sorkvel, the peer-to-peer lending mechanism, which the Western world is beginning to wake up with.
No, I think this is where I think something that we have in our disposal, because teachers are working together, there's trust, there's commitment, and no one wants not to default in terms of the payment, and everyone will commit to extend that the period that they committed, everyone will get that kind of a device. So that for me, it shows me that the power of the community is coming together, that we can leverage that to make sure that you do the business.
How do you get the attention of the World Economic Forum, the Schwab Foundation? These are busy guys.
No, it's from UCT Graduate School of Business that they nominated me. They said that I'm in business that we're doing very well in South Africa, and then they went through interview interacting with the board, people that stakeholders, and look the social impact that we're doing and measure that and able to make a decision. That I believe that there were 1,100 entrances 2015, and then they decided to choose 11. So I'm one of the 11 social entrepreneurs in the world for 2016.
No, it's a wonderful achievement, and it's richly deserved. When you look at the social impact that you're having and the impact that you're having on connecting people who would otherwise not be connected to the 21st century, I mean, that's a huge gift. I mean, yes, they've got to pay to participate, but it's a business. But at the same time, the social impact of that business is one making a huge difference in communities.
No, it's key. I mean, it's key, especially in this time of the fourth revolution around ICT, that connectivity, it's one skill, it's device, and I think for us, I mean, we've trained, I mean, in the last 6 months now, they're graduating at the end of June. We have 2,200 students. We know that...
Sorry, whoa, stop 1 second. You've got 2,200 students.
200 students.
Who are these 2,200 students? Where are their students?
The unemployed youth, who 70%, the professional 30% that comes every day to attend 2 hours of their time from Monday to Friday. It's about 40 hours a month, 240 for 6 months. So it's accredited MIT CETA. So once they're done, they will find employment, they will study further. Some of them, they'll start their own businesses. So it's a training that becomes key for students that got matric, and then they do have the computer now, so they can give them kind of a opportunity to find employment.
I mean, in the early days, you were helping people devise CVs. You were helping people create the information they needed to get this first job. But now you've taken it a step further. And you're saying, here are these internet cafes. Here is an asset that we can utilize now as a mechanism, effectively as a training college. And that's really ramped it up very significantly.
No, I mean, the training part, it's a huge part. Especially in the Eastern Cape, where you deal with the professionals, people who work in the governments, and you would think that they understand so much about computers. They rely on their PA to do their job. You come with young people sitting here that they could not go to university, but they have they want to have something that just to go to Sululo, give the certificate, and then they find employment. So you find that kind of the impact that we're doing is in different ways, and that part, not only they find employment, they will come in, they use our center, they will come want the device, they will connect, and they want more. So which means that for us, it kind of like say that we can add more courses that for us. And I see in years to come that we're going to become a biggest college that come from a community.
I mean, again, it's the evolution of this business. And being part of the CETA system means that you're accredited, which again is a revenue source for the business of Silulo Uluto.
Yes, 100%. I mean, it's a revenue source for us, and also it gives us accreditation in terms of the compliance and also the quality, because we're also doing some learnership with the CETA, like in Queenstown, for Christiani, in Cape Town, in Belleville, we have a learnership that we do it, and also with this training that we have it. So that gives us, I mean, like internet business alone is not a business that is kind of like you can survive so much. You need other businesses like the training part, the internet, the mobile, which is growing. I mean, in terms of the maintenance, software development, even customers are coming on a daily basis, wants to set up WhatsApp account, Gmail account. They want to have a virus, or they want a software update in their phones. So that's kind of an opportunity that we bring in and becomes of help to a community as large.
I mean, when you look at the impact and you look at the real impact that you're having, and you visit a community that perhaps you haven't been to for a year or two since setting up an internet cafe and a training center in a community like that, are you noticing the real world impact?
No, it is. I mean, like when I go to Etala, I mean, in the Eastern Cape, where the student grade 12, they're expected to study at VETS, and then they have to apply online, and there's no connectivity. And when Umama comes with this young man and try to just look for looking for school, and when that mama registered online, become happy, and that for us is become something that satisfying us, where you see a lady who was part of the student and they are working waterfront now at Woolworths and say, Mr. Rani, because of you I'm here. Those kind of things that makes me and my team to feel good, that because we are making a difference in people's life.
And that's why the Schwab Foundation picked him up and said, you're one of the world's top 11 social entrepreneurs out of a short list of 1,000. Luvuyo Rani, Social Entrepreneur of the Year 2016 from South Africa, growing and doing absolutely wonderful stuff. I just love the story, and I love the huge impact that you're having, Luvuyo, and I wish you more strength, because this 15 to 34 year crisis that we've got, and failed education systems leaving people really, really finding it difficult to find jobs, and you're plugging a very, very important gap. I wish you luck with it. Thanks so much for coming in.